Hi, in this video I wanted to talk a little bit about a statistic that I recently heard that I found surprising. So we all know that the odds of making it big as a tech startup founder are probably fairly small. We're not, sometimes I heard a friend once tell somebody, you're not the next Steve Jobs. I mean, you're just not. I know that's a little bit of a jaded way to look at it, and we know that the chances of success are low, but entrepreneurs tend to be a fairly bold bunch. So I've looked at a lot of different sources. If you look at Forbes and others, you'll see around this same statistic that 90% of tech startups fail. So that means you've got about a 10% chance of success. And we all like to think that we're going to be the 1 in 10, or maybe even the 1 in 1,000 that's going to really grow it to, a unicorn type company. But the reality is that we're probably not that 1 in 10 person. And when you compare that opportunity of starting a tech startup compared to maybe looking at acquiring an existing business with a SBA 7A loan, or some type of established loan, the chances of success are just vastly different. So the SBA puts out a report called Charge-Off Rates as a Percentage of Unpaid Principal Balance Amount by Program. And essentially what they're showing is out of all the dollars that they lend in the SBA 7A, how many of those dollars have to be charged off by program for any given fiscal year. So this is as a percentage, is total dollar amount of principal and interest outstanding at the time the loan is charged off. So these rates from 2014 to 2023 range anywhere from 0.5% of charge-offs to 2%. So that means that 98% of people that get an SBA 7A loan are paying their loan payments, and the bank is not having to write those payments off. So yeah, even if 98% of them are paying their loans on time, doesn't necessarily mean they're as profitable in the business as they wanted to be. Doesn't mean the owner is wildly successful, but it does mean that they are likely still in business. So you look at that 10% likely to succeed on the tech startup realm, and I know I'm vastly oversimplifying it, but 98% success rate on the use a 7A loan and be able to pay off your loan that way. It's night and day. And I wish, honestly, I had looked into some of those statistics before I decided what route I wanted to go when I became an entrepreneur. My first business I started, I think I was maybe 22 years old. It was a tech startup. I felt cool. There's all sorts of community in Nebraska around tech entrepreneurs. So everything at the time, there was Startup Collaborative. Now there's Nebraska Startup Academy. There's the AIM Institute. There's all these venture capital firms. There was just a big emphasis on tech in Nebraska, which is great. I do know a couple of very successful tech entrepreneurs from Nebraska, which is awesome. But in my peer group, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 15 years ago, those people, most of them did not make it. And most of them right now are just working, for another company or in some sort of corporate job. So I wish I had thought to myself, hey, I'm going to have a 98% success rate if I just go buy something that's already established and is doing well. But to be honest, the thought of acquiring a business never crossed my mind as even something that was an option for me. And it truly was an option for me. So I just wonder, especially in Nebraska, because that's where I'm from, where are the communities for entrepreneurs that are looking to go into more of a traditional business, the bread and butter businesses of Nebraska, where most people are starting businesses in Nebraska? Where are those communities? I know there's entrepreneurship or entrepreneurs organization, EO. I think it's called, entrepreneurs organization. But I know they have some thresholds on how much sales you have to be doing to be part of those organizations. Maybe they have a lower tier one. I know there's Chamber of Commerce. But I just don't see like the level of community and excitement in Nebraska around owning a traditional business or buying a traditional business, as I see emphasis on tech. I'd be curious what other people listening thought of as I was going through this, if there are other organizations that traditional business owners should know about. Clearly there's BNI, which is more of a way to get leads, but I'd be interested in hearing what you guys thought, and if you have seen that to be true as well, where there's a lot more glamorization of tech than buying a business that's profitable and putting a good amount of money in your pocket every month or every year. So clearly I am a little bit biased now that I've done so many things over my career, from starting a tech company to starting a consulting company to starting opening a franchise to helping people buy established businesses. I've seen a lot of different paths to entrepreneurship, and I think my favorite right now, just for the level of risk versus income, that's nothing's guaranteed, but more guaranteed income. I just really like the entrepreneurship through acquisition path. ETA is what it's kind of being called online these days. But I think that's a really good path for a lot of people, especially those that are in corporate America that want more of a steady income and are looking to buy their first business or start their first thing. I think this can be a really good path for folks. So that's my little thought for today. I'm AJ Kohler. I'm a business broker here in Nebraska. So if you are looking to sell your business, or you're looking to buy your business, or you have questions on the process, feel free to reach out to me. Okay, thanks guys.